This video is on multiplying negative integers. By the end of this video, you should be able to multiply negative integers by positives or other negatives. So let's have a look. I'm going to show you how to do this, but I'm going to use patterns to do this. Here are my 2 times tables, and you'll notice that I'm multiplying each of my 2's by one number less than the previous. My answers are going to go in my right column. Now 2 times 2 we should know is 4, and 2 times 1 we should know is 2. Notice how I've subtracted 2 in my answers. 2 times 0 is 0, and you'll notice again that I've subtracted 2. So if I go down to 2 times negative 1, I should still continue to minus 2 from my answer. This gives me an answer of negative 2. If I go 2 times negative 2, I should again subtract 2 to get minus 4. And doing 2 times negative 3, I should subtract 2 again and get minus 6. You'll notice how in each of my answers they are going down by 2 each time. Now 2 times negative 3, if you look at the row, will give you an answer of negative 6. And the thing about multiplication is it doesn't matter what order you do it in, you'll still get the same answer. This gives us our first rule. And the rule is that if you multiply integers with different signs, that is, that one number is positive and one number is negative, your answer will be negative. But what happens when you multiply two integers that are the same sign? That is, what happens when we multiply two negative numbers? Well, I'm going to show you another grid here, and I'm going to show you through patterns. Here are going to be my 3 times tables. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3, and so on down the list. Next is my 2 times tables, my 1 times tables, and the easiest of the lot, my 0 times tables, where anything times 0 is 0. When I go to do my minus 1 times tables, I should be okay up to 0, but what happens when I try and multiply negative 1 by negative 1? I don't really have a rule for that yet. So my negative 2 times tables, I'm going to have the same problem, and my negative 3 times tables, I'm going to have the same problem. So what does happen when we have two negatives being multiplied together, whether it's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, or any other combination? Well, let's have a look at the pattern. Here in my negative 1 times tables, I'm actually increasing my answers by 1 each time, going negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0. So the pattern should continue with 1, 2, and 3. With my negative 2 times tables, I'm actually increasing my numbers by 2. So I go from negative 6 to negative 4 to negative 2 to 0. So I should then go 2, 4, and 6. With my negative 3 times tables, I start with negative 9, negative 6, negative 3, 0. I'm actually increasing those numbers by 3. So to continue the pattern down, I'm increasing by 3 each time. So if I look at my rows going across now, I should still see the same pattern, increasing by 3 each time, increasing by 2 each time, and increasing by 1 each time. This sort of gives me a pattern. When I multiply my negative numbers together, I'm getting positive results. And this is my second rule. That rule is when you multiply integers with the same signs, that is, negative times a negative, you will get a positive answer. So let's see that written up with some nice notes for you to put in your book. So the first rule is when multiplying integers with different signs, the answer is negative. And the second rule is when multiplying integers with the same signs, the answer is positive. Pause the video, summarize what is written, and I'll give you some for you to try in just a second. Here we go. I'd like you to pause the video now. I'd like you to write down these questions, and I'd like to see if you can come up with the answer. It's more important that you understand whether the answer is negative or positive than the actual multiplication itself. Okay, here come the answers. I hope you've paused it and had a go yourself. Time to summarize with the answers, making sure that you know if your answers should have been positive or negative. And that's it. Hopefully now you'll be able to multiply negative integers, whether you have two negatives or one negative and one positive. Good luck.